you expect this game to be similar to the one when you played the Ravens in October?
I hope so, as long as we're on top.
I mean, you think 12-9 would do it? You think?
Who knows? I know it's going to be a playoff type of atmosphere with those guys having the opportunity to, go into the postseason. But for us, like I said, like I've been saying, we want to win these games regardless of, what lies ahead for us.
Just take enjoyment from knocking a team out of the playoffs?
Take enjoyment? I just take enjoyment in winning, period. And that's it.
Probably not something you think about that much in terms of how much this team has changed over the course of just one season, being a lot of new guys together. But one thought that comes to mind would be it's kind of reflected how a rookie quarterback has grown up. How has this team changed and improved in your mind? What factors Mayfield's evolution been and all that?
We're constantly growing. We're constantly figuring out, who we are. And I think we did that. I think we got our identity, who we are. Like I said last week, a lot of guys touched the football. We're very effective on offense. I don't think we had a turnover either last game. So, we can minimize turnovers. That would be good for us. But again, too, it all starts with the quarterback, the first guy touching the ball. And, he's doing a great job. Baker's doing a great job of leading us and, making sure he doesn't turn the ball over, but also give us opportunity to make tough plays, and trusting us enough to make those plays. So it's something that we've, overcame, and, we're making plays now.
Was he making rookie mistakes at some point that he's maybe not making now?
No. In this is National Football League. Everybody gets paid to do their job, and there are a lot of great players in this league, and guys are going to make plays. Regardless if we all do everything right, a guy still may make a play. So, you understand that, but obviously we want to limit those as much as possible.
When you look at this Ravens defense, obviously the numbers are great across the board, but what stands out to you?
They were great the first time we played them. Obviously it was early, but they were great the first time we played them. And again, the numbers don't do anything for us. That don't mean anything to us. Obviously we respect our opponent, we respect their defense, we respect their team, but at the end of the day, they still got to go out there and make the same plays that they've been making against us, and we hang our hats on that.
What's the personality of the AFC North, if you can put your finger on that? And you were in the East there. Is there a difference in the personalities of those two divisions, or is that just this is always perceived as the cold weather running the football division? What do you see?
I know it's a tough division. Defenses are playing at a high level. Pretty much week in and week out. You have a lot of your good players, great players that's in this league, and on these teams up here, and those guys make plays for their teams and put them in position to have an opportunity to play in the postseason. And I think we got 2 teams out of the 4 that have opportunity, depending on things that happen Sunday.
Aside from the fact that all division teams are rivals because you play them twice a year, aside from that, have you acquired any sense of the history of each of these teams in relation to Cleveland, the Ravens? Why do we hate them so much?
No, I don't. I didn't. But I'm sure it's because we were losing, and it just kind of naturally came across that way. But again, I think the mentality and attitude and the culture here has changed, and it's very different now. To really understand, to be in a position to have our opportunity to sweep 2 teams in our division this year, which will put us in second place in the division, which is probably another 20-year, 30-year stat. But it's something that we understand, and we want to. That's part of changing the culture too, and understanding obviously where we've been, but where we're going right now.
And the fact that, just to finish this out, typically Pittsburgh was always the biggest rival to Cleveland. They're so close to the city, they played twice a year since 1950. But beating Baltimore allows Pittsburgh to make the playoffs. Do you think Cleveland fans are okay with that? Or they're more interested in Browns winning than Steelers getting
You know what? I wish we could tie and nobody gets in.
Don't say that. got a couple times left in you.
Right. No, but honestly, man, we want to win the game. Like I said, we want to win the game, and if it helps Pittsburgh, then so be it. But obviously, we want to win the game.
Are you aware how the Ravens came into existence? The Browns moved out of Cleveland in 95, after 95.
So it was the Cleveland Ravens.
It was the Cleveland Browns. They moved to Baltimore. Cleveland was without a team.
Oh, so really the Cleveland team became the Baltimore
And
Ravens.
then they won the Super Bowl.
Damn, that hurt, didn't it? That hurt. That hurts.
No idea.
They fired Belichick when they were moving.
That
The year
hurts.
they moved, they fired Belichick. So
Golly.
odd time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fans still maintain that.
Well, that's y'all championship. Put it up. That's come on now. You gotta take a little credit for that
Join
one.
up, man.
Yeah.
They're number one on defense. Their personnel is a lot different than from the Ray Lewis days. We know they got Suggs, and they had him forever and all that. But they have a lot of new guys. What is it about their defense that makes them number one?
Well, they play well together, especially the guys, their whole team. From the linebackers, they communicate really well. Mosley does a great job of, doing his job and making sure everybody else is, in place to do theirs. Weddle, who obviously on the back end is a guy that, kind of orchestrates everything and, gets in position late. He loves to disguise things. So, their defense is as sound as any defense in this league, and that's, credit to why they're probably one of the top defenses in the league, if not the top defense in the league. And, we're going to have our hands full. We know it's going to be a challenge.
Dean, when you got here, did you have expectations for the season for yourself and the team? And I guess how much different did the season go than you thought when you got here?
I always have expectations and goals for myself. But this year, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about, sometimes it's, hard to have, individual goals and inside of team goals, But I think this year it was more about winning to me than getting the numbers. I feel the numbers will come in years to come, but I think it was about winning. It was more about winning, and understanding what that feels like, and having the younger guys that have been here for the past year or two, who only won like one game or something like that, and hadn't run a road game in 25 games, things like that. I think that we had to get familiar with winning and comfortable with winning and what it takes. But I didn't hit all my goals. But winning became more important.
Is it easier for winning or more important once you have that contract you've been fighting for all those years? You know what I mean?
Does it make it more important that I'm paid and I'm on?
Or does it make it easy to shift to a bigger goal than just, not worrying about yourself, but you know what I mean?
Truthfully, at the end of the day, honestly, the last 4 years, I didn't have to worry about winning. Miami had won, I wouldn't say as much as anybody else in the NFL, but, they were above a 500 team, at the time. And every year that I was there, I think we were above 500 as well, 500 or above. So I didn't have to worry about winning. And, the plane just kind of came, the stats and all that stuff just kind of came and fall in place. And, I think that that's the same thing that's going to happen here.
Is there a game from the first half of the season? We asked Demarius the same thing. Did you look back at it really kind of great something? Because if you had one more win, you'd be playing for it right now. Is there one of those games that you look back at?
You know what? It's about three or four of them.
Which ones?
Obviously, the first one against Pittsburgh, the second one in New Orleans, where Oakland was the fourth game, and the Tampa Bay game. Tampa Bay game. The guy, he makes a hell of a kick, 63-yard field goal. Then we play him 2 weeks later, and he's in Carolina, and he misses a 63-yard field goal. Like, it's just, so it's tough, but it happens. And again, like I said, early, in the past, it's built us up to, understand what it takes to win and how hard it is.
So he just said, watch out for the Browns in 2019. You want to share that? I know you got a game left, but
Yeah, I think again, this is the momentum that we needed to continue to put the right people in place, the right people in this locker room, and this is a players' team, and we gotta continue to hold each other accountable, especially this offseason. Make sure we get everybody back, and from there, just continue to build on what we already have, and I think we'll be fine.
how key is the coach hire, or do you look at it that we just make the most of the way?
And that's why I said what I said. This team is the locker room. Our team is the locker room. Whatever happens, anywhere else, our team is built off, the guys that go and take the field and practice and play in the game. That's what our team is. Our team is about us, and whoever's calling the shots, they're calling the shots. But our team is us.
A lot of times, there's, especially around here, there's huge turnover in the locker room. Would you be surprised if that's the same thing happens next year?
I mean, really, that's not my decision. But at the same time, I think we have what we need in the locker room. Can we add more veterans? Can we, add more guys from other places that now see Cleveland as a destination that, they want to play? Draft picks, things like that. Things that's out of my control. But, obviously, those are key things. Free agency are key things that, can help build our team for next year. Or during the season, if that, whatever, that can help us, continue to try to take over the division and make a playoff run, Super Bowl run.
Are you aware how much cap room this team's going to have?
I'm not aware, but it's a lot.
Almost $100 million.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
So have you been briefed on the latest accomplishments? If you win Sunday, third team since '99 to be above 500, and you'd match the longest winning streak in the regular season in the expansion era at 4 games?
No, but
It's a lot of pressure, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, no, it's not pressure. It's a crazy stat. It's all these stats every week is crazy.
Biggest turnaround from one season to the next.
That's
in
already
Giants
happened.
You guys clinched that.
That's crazy.
That's already happened.
It's all positive stuff.
Well, we got a lot of records to break. Sound like so.
When you're,
We're just gonna chip them away. We will chip them away.
You gotta read up about that team move, though, right?
Yeah, I will. I'll look into it.
so did you just think the Ravens were always there? Or something?
I did. For as long as I've been living, they always been the Baltimore Ravens. So I didn't know.
The Colts used to be there.
I didn't know that either.
You were 6 years old when they moved there. You should have been paying closer attention.
No, man. I was still on my mama.
Has this been, though, has this been enjoyable for you?
It's been fun, man. It's been fun. Again, like I said earlier, I've learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about the guys up in here, and we continue to just grow, build, and I understand that we got the potential to be something special, and I want to see it all come to life, and I know I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can to make sure it does.
You feel like you'd be one of the leaders going forward? Team leader? Right.
What say?
You feel like you'd be one of the team leaders going forward?
Regardless of, if I have a C on my jersey or not, I'm going to continue to lead the way that I lead and take care of my room, hold myself accountable before I hold anybody else accountable, and, let my play speak. That's it.
We won't get to see next year's speech on Hard Knocks.
I know, but it's all right.
But winning's contagious, though, right?
It is. It's very contagious. It's very contagious.